name is Steve Frank. I'm an American, but I actually live in London, England, and I'm an investment banker. My background broadly is I'm from New York, went to Cornell, and then joined the U.S. Navy, and used to fly for the U.S. Navy, a couple of kinds of different airplanes. Got a chance to work at the White House part-time. After the Berlin Wall came down, I jumped out and went to a startup company in Boston, and then I went to MIT, and then eventually I went to Morgan Stanley, and I was there for about 10 years, helping companies raise capital. I've been in Europe now for 15 years, also covered the telecom space, the media space, technology space on the high-yield junk bond desk for Morgan Stanley. I went to a restructuring firm and restructured banks, Lehman Brothers in Austria and then in Greece. Last summer, Eva Blaisdell and I connected, and her and I have been talking about this project in Lompoc ever since then. This project is pretty unique. There's a media aspect. We're going to create space-based content. There's an entertainment component, which is probably the biggest and most visible piece that the local people will see, and that will be much like a visitor center that you've seen at Kennedy Space Center or in Huntsville, Alabama, or at Houston. The third pillar is a technology aspect, and essentially we're going to use deeply immersive technologies out of the universities to help create an interactive experience for the visitors. And then the last pillar is new space research and development. New space is really about private capital looking to invest and make a return and develop innovative products and services that are for with space-based applications. In order to develop this project, we'll have external investors who are aviation-related, aerospace-related, media, technology, entertainment, and that's the process that we're starting with now. This is a project which is pretty ambitious. Will have a very big, substantial impact on the local community. The key to this project is not only the vision and design, but we also need to find the money, and that's what my role is.
A group back in the early 80s acquired the land through the federal government for their vision of this, but with the cancellation of the shuttle program, the land was returned to the city. When I became mayor, I happened to meet some folks from the California Space Authority, and they were having difficulty bringing the project forward on Vandenberg, so we invited them to put their project on the property. Subsequently, they were not able to finish it, and then Alan Tratner took a run at it and was not able to bring it forward, and now Eva's jumped in there and is certainly bringing it forward at a rapid pace. Right now she's out collecting the very best partners for the project. At the same time, she's been negotiating with the city to develop an ENA that actually will work. So the next step would be an approval of the city for the ENA, and then there would be her next steps in terms of bringing the consortium forward to design and move the project forward. So we would expect to see a lot of rapid activity over the next 12 months. More importantly are her very extensive contacts, both nationally and internationally, to bring key players to it, which neither of the prior folks were able to do. The original concept back in the 80s was just a space museum and science center. When the California Space Authority took over the project, which was originally going to be on Vandenberg, they added more to it. Today, Eva has added some more things to it that I think make it a lot more economically viable. So the main components are a launch viewing area, a museum, and kind of space Disneyland, if you will. And then the educational component, which will provide space camp, for instance, for about 1,000 young people a week. Continuing education, so hopefully a 4-year school that will offer a junior, senior year program in conjunction with Hancock, and she's been working with several big name universities that would be interested in providing that. The hotel and convention center facility with 1,000 seats for banquet, nothing like that exists on the Central Coast now. If you're a young person in Lompoc, you can go to 5th grade science camp, and then you can participate in things at the museum, and you can go to classes up there, and then when you're in high school you can go to more classes, and then you can be going to Hancock. All this time you can be going across the street with one of the space industry companies and mentoring or serving an internship, and then when you graduate, who are they likely to hire? They're likely to hire someone they know that's been involved in their business all this time. So it's a vertically integrated path for local youth into the space industry. It's a fun thing to have in town. It's a great set of facilities, and it's a lot of jobs. And there's also a move within the Air Force to try to downsize the amount of office space they provide to contractors. So, that would be a good way to bring tenants into the Space Technology Park. And increasingly, the launches at Vandenberg are commercial space rather than military. And again, that provides opportunities for contractors to put their offices in the Space Technology Park.
There will be nothing like that from LA to San Francisco and as far east as you can think. It's a watershed for Lompoc, really for the entire Central Coast, and it's just amazing and thrilling that it will be located here in Lompoc. It's a place where families can come. I think this will bring people from all up and down the coast of California. STEM education is huge right now. The rest of the world is far past the US. Opportunities for kids to learn about science and technology, math, in an interactive way are going to be huge for kids in Lompoc, for kids in the Central Coast, again, for any family that's touring. Not just the construction jobs, not just the temporary jobs to build this, but the permanent jobs afterward. The Space Center, the jobs in the conference center, in the restaurants, in the hotels, in the convention center, in the theater. This will put Lompoc on the map in so many different ways.
I'm Benjamin Kiblinger. I'm a digital media entrepreneur and also co-chair of the Idea Initiative for the Econ Alliance. The businesses that this is going to drive are going to be in the areas of media, which means videos, documentaries, webisodes, also technology, which means tech startups, innovation happening right here at home. And it also means providing a place for companies that are in the space business to meet that's off Vandenberg Air Force Base for meeting with customers, for collaborating with colleagues from around the globe right here in Lompoc. Attracting a world-class entrepreneur like Ava Blaisdell means that we're also winning the interest of the people that she does business with, her partners. And for the first time, we're receiving visits from Bechtel, Sony, from IMAX, and I think that's just the beginning for us. Last month, 500 people were laid off from Vandenberg Air Force Base. One of those being my next door neighbor, great friend, who's moved away from Lompoc. I think he might have stayed if there was more opportunity here. The other 499 people that were laid off, I think that we could get a good portion of those people to stay with more global business opportunities. It really makes a difference when parents can find jobs locally. There are fewer latchkey kids, parents are able to be there for their kids, and these are the types of jobs that bring more fluency to our area and stimulate greater education and the ability for multiple generations of families to live here.
My name is Benjamin Barrick. I am the owner of New Lowe's. We offer in-house screen printing and streetwear and skateboard accessories. I think a space center would be great for the area. It could definitely benefit the youth, it can benefit commerce, it can benefit tourism. I could see a lot of good things coming from it. They want to do research and development there. And that's really cool. That's a really good thing for the college to be able to get kids involved with something like that.
My name is Ron Smith. I am the Vice President of Smith's Alarms Electronics. I think it's great. Anything that's going to help promote local jobs. I'm all about local. Jobs equals housing, equals buying, equals selling, equals helping a lot of people out.
Hi, my name is Julie Manicucci. I'm one of the owners of Divine Wine Bar and Bistro. We're located in Old Town Lompoc, and we are thrilled for this upcoming project. How cool would it be for 250,000 people a year to come to our space center and have an incredible experience and then stay here and spend their money and come and enjoy our wines and discover our murals in Old Town and understand what this town is about? I think it's just awesome. I think it is just going to be so great.
I just want to encourage people to be open-minded about this because this is a huge opportunity for so many people, for jobs, for our growth for Old Town, and more businesses, more development. It really is an awesome thing, and I just hope that everybody can embrace it and see it for what it is, which is a huge opportunity for the entire town.
It'll bring the jobs that she had mentioned, I think over 3,000. It's something that the kids will be able to do to learn about space, hopefully jobs in the future, so they don't have to, go to school and then have to go away somewhere else to either get a good job or have something to do like a lot of kids here in town do.
I'm Lisa Andre, and I'm a local writer and journalist. And I learned about the Space Center not too long ago. Quite frankly, I was really excited about it. I think it would benefit the community in so many ways. You know, just for instance, right behind me, you'll see that there's this really great mural dedicated to the last of the Titans, which was a missile program started in the 50s in Vandenberg Air Force Base. The first Titan missile was used as an intercontinental ballistic missile during the Cold War. And the second Titan was used as a launch vehicle for missiles out of Vandenberg Air Force Base. That rich history alone is worth encapsulating and really showcasing, not only to the community, so many have an interest in space exploration. That old Titan missile is sitting on Vandenberg Air Force Base, and it's pretty much deteriorating because of the salt water. It's not getting a whole lot of put that in the museum. When I was a kid, I had the opportunity, being based out of Edwards Air Force Base, because my father was in the Air Force. There was a space shuttle that had to come home, and Cape Canaveral was rained out. So of course Edwards Air Force Base is, I believe, either the first or second largest Air Force base in the world. So here comes this hunk of metal out of nowhere. They planned Edwards Air Force Base for the landing on the salt flatbeds that are dried out. And as a kid, that was really impressionable. I sat there thinking, okay, when's this space shuttle coming in? And out of nowhere, here's this little blip in the sky. In a matter of seconds, there was this incredible machine in front of me, just steaming hot. The astronauts couldn't come out for 4 to 5 hours because it was so hot because of entry. And I have to say that made such, again, an impression on me at a young age. You know, some part of me has always been committed to space exploration, and it is truly my honor to be here in Lompoc at this time when the possibility of bringing to the community a space center is possible. And I do understand that there are many concerns, whether it be, do these individuals, do the investors have the money they say they do? What's the carbon footprint left behind? What's going to happen to the south end of town if this comes to pass and is started on the north end of town? Those are all valid concerns. And what I do as a journalist is try to represent all possible sides of every story. It's important, if you do have those concerns, to address them and, you know, go to the Facebook page or the website for Eva Blaisdell, who is the mastermind behind this campaign, and ask her those questions. Ask the community and, you know, get involved before you say yes or no.